SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.
I'm Steve Azar, and I'm on the other side of the microphone, meaning I'm asking the questions this time, and oh, have mercy for the airwaves. I spent 20 years in Music City, wrote and made some hits, traveled the world, and then moved my family back to the birthplace of American music and where the magnolia trees prosper. And now every time I put my feet on Mississippi soil, when I'm off the road, well, I'm at peace. On this show, it's all about hearing the story straight from the mouths of the friends I've made along the way, their journey to success. Heck, there might be someone on, I don't even know, but you know how us Mississippi types are. We tend to take well to new company. In a Mississippi Minute, all 60 of them. I'm Steve Azar. It's just like that muddy river, moving slow. Ain't no worries, it's how life goes, baby. In a Mississippi Minute. That's right.
Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Welcome to In a Mississippi Minute. Always grateful for you tuning in. Ready to get the listening on. I like it. Visit Mississippi.org celebrates us, hallowed ground, birthplace of it all. Today's guest loves the blues about as much as any. Him and then in the days of Dan Aykroyd, I think Dan was a pretty big mentor of today's guest as well, or they're big pals, I can tell you that. A lot of reasons why. So let's just get to it. Today's guest is an old pal of mine, crazy talented, always working. And that's the tough one in our business in the entertainment world. His family name in the business, legendary. And being the last child of 9 in this family, you learn how to give back and its importance to help others in need. He and his family are all about that. His Chicago Bears are making hay right now this year and doing it quite a thrillful way. They're just kind of like putting you on the edge of your seat and then just getting it done at the very end. So I know he's happy about that. We'll talk about that in a minute as well. He bleeds the Bears. Some of his resume TV-wise, Mad Men, that was the first series my wife Gwen and I ever watched. It got us hooked on series. I've gone back and watched it another time. Insane. Grand, Love and War, Dharma and Greg, Still Standing, Shameless, The Nanny, Joan of Arcadia, 2.5 Men, Malcolm in the Middle, Criminal Minds, etc. But this film that he did back in the day, he knows how I feel about it. God Bless America was a work of art. If you guys have not seen God Bless America, just put it on your schedule. Get you a big bucket of popcorn and a big Diet Coke and some Skittles and get ready to be blown away by this man's work. Also, Monsters University, Off the Hook. Very compelling. For the past whole bunch of years, he's enjoyed his time on stage, entertaining crowds all over the map with the hit comedy roadshow, Whose Line Is It Anyway? Look, there is no average Murray brother or sister, so please welcome in number 9. And we're not talking about Jim McMahon today. We are proclaiming it Joel Murray Day. Hello, Joel.
Good to see you, my friend. How you doing, Steve?
It's been a while.
Well, it's been a good life, apparently. You read out that whole resume.
See that? That's just nothing compared to what you really got. I mean, I could spend a month doing this and we wouldn't have a radio show. So it would just be me reading your bio. I appreciate you taking the time. Let's first talk about, you had a wedding in the family.
Oh, yeah.
How's the pocketbook doing?
Well, the father of the groom, it turns out, gets to pitch in.
He pitches in a lot.
That was all on the bride's dad. But no, we had a great time. My wife and I had always wanted to go down to San Miguel de Allende down in Mexico during the holidays because they really do it up. They decorate the entire town and there's lights everywhere. And well, we found out our oldest son was going to marry his girlfriend from Bakersfield, and they were going to go down there for a destination wedding. And sure enough, in December, so we married him off, and we rented this great house, which we had the rehearsal dinner at and the big welcoming party. And, Billy, my brother Bill, all of a sudden said, yeah, no, I know this friend of mine, Go-Go, says you got to get this house because it's the house to get. And, it turns out it costs a lot of money. And I'm hoping that Bill's going to pitch in on that because it was all his kids and all my kids and all my sister Peggy's kids are all.
But it's your wedding.
Yeah. I like it. But it was the best time. And, little known fact is that during the holidays they set off fireworks at 5:30 in the morning in San Miguel every morning.
Well,
so
that's a little bit could be annoying after your long
right
night.
before sunrise, they let off fireworks, and it was. You thought if you were on one side of the house, you thought they were bombing the house, and up top you've got this beautiful show to wake up to. But some of us just thought we were being attacked. But
Bakersfield, that was just at the property you were at.
Yeah.
Go-Go, whoever Go-Go described or got you to get the house. I'm interested in knowing about this Go-Go fella, or gal, whichever one. It's a she. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Hey, Bakersfield, for me, I had the privilege back in the day, of course, playing Buck Owens' Crystal Palace a number of times, but when we were trying to have hits in the very beginning, and then after having hits, Buck finally let me in his office, and he was working on his last album, actually. And it was unbelievable. He was so excited, and he was talking about, this is where I record this, and this is what I'm doing this. You know, the story of how that all came about, he bought a radio station, Cuz out there, and then all of his bandmates, he took them off the road and he gave them jobs. And of course they became a house band. They had the radio station. They were as good a folks as you could possibly be. I had one show that I did with Brad Paisley. We were on a tour together, I think with Rascal Flatts and maybe Keith Urban. This was early on in all of our careers. And we were making a run, and Brad was a prankster. And at the Hollywood Bowl, or wherever we were in L.A., he had cut my mic cord when I went out, so it didn't work. That's and then, he was brutal, but he super glued our locks, and we were doing wire and fire. So, you know, when you get there, you jump on stage, and the first song's a mess until the sound gets right, and we had to deal with that alone, but we couldn't get in the bus, so we had to get somebody to cut the locks off. I mean, he did this every night. Anyway, I wasn't a practical joker. I loved him anyway, and oh no, I would never do that. But that's my Bakersfield moments. Congratulations, by the way. That's great. All right, let's talk Chicago Bears.
Buck Owens had his own radio station there, and it was country western, and there wasn't a lot of that at that time. And my brother Ed in Santa Maria, California, which is Central Coast near the water, he got out of San Diego, where he hired and fired the San Diego Chicken. That's a long story. He started a country western station there in Santa Maria because there hadn't been one, and it was
wow.
There, yeah. KSD.
I always knew it. I always knew those stations. I thought they were always there. You know, there's a lot of country loving folks out in the middle of, you know, in California and Northern California, up in the Redwoods area, Chico County, all throughout. But, to me, I thought that was like, you know, Dwight Yoakam and Buck were good buddies. I felt like maybe that was always there, but I guess it wasn't. Mm-mm. Interesting. They probably flipped the station when they got it. It was KUZZ, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, great folks, a lot of great gigs. You know, I learned a lot about sort of my own house gig that I've got, sort of Roadhouse style, serving folks, and they were all about their own culture out there, so it was cool. All right, let's talk Chicago Bears. How you feeling? How far do you think they can go? By the time this airs, people are going to either call you a genius or either not. Let me hear it.
I was there in '85 when the Los Angeles Rams had to come to Chicago, and it's supposed to be like 10 degrees next Sunday. It's not going to be easy to come to Soldier Field and play. And, you know, Caleb is a goofball. I mean, he's become a leader, and, he got the game ball from the coach last week and then turned around and handed it right back to him, saying, we haven't played our best game yet. We got to keep getting better. And this guy's got to drive. And, if he can keep his first half passes, you know, within 1-2 yards of where they're supposed to be as compared to his second half passes, which are laser dynamite, I think these guys could do anything. It's a bend don't break defense, unfortunately, but
that works a lot of times. You know, it drives the fans crazy. Like, come on, what are you guys doing?
Holding them to 3. That's what we're doing. But
the Titans, when they were playing really well, Joel, they had that bend don't break, and they drove us nuts. But then they would it'd get close down before the red zone, and then something would happen, and they'd leave them to 3, and that was sort of the way they played.
Yeah, and they lead the team, the league in turnovers. They're
doing it
out, but it's been fun. It's like Chicagoans have been practicing having heart attacks all season. It's just every game. And even the one game they lost down the stretch there to San Francisco, that was the most confident I was about any game. I thought they were going to win that one, and it turns out it didn't. But they're fun to watch.
Tough division right now. I can tell you that it would be great for a repeat of them and the Patriots. I think it was 44-10 the last time they played. I can remember that. Let's take a quick break. Joel Murray is my guest today. Phenomenal. If you haven't seen Whose Line Is It Anyway live, I mean, that says it all about the talent that this man has, and he's a brother. We'll be right back. I'm Steve Azar. You're in a Mississippi Minute.
Let me home.
There's a ton of content from SuperTalk Mississippi on our new YouTube channel. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi on YouTube or go to supertalk.fm/YouTube. Be sure and subscribe for free to get the latest scoop on what's happening in Mississippi news, politics, sports, and the good things happening here in the state.
Water, and we're in.
Rolling in with my buddy Joel Murray. Visit Mississippi.org is the place, the destination. Today's guest knows all about Mississippi. We conjure him up. I have to conjure him up. I have to put him in my imagination, and then every once in a while he shows up at our charity event, him and his wonderful wife, Liza. But the bottom line is they are busy. He's busy. He's always working. He reminds me of B.B. King and Willie Nelson in the comedy world. Joel, so let's talk a little bit about, you know, I'm a big fan of God Bless America. You know, I feel like that was one of those roles. So compare preparing for a movie like God Bless America versus like for a TV show like Mad Men that's a bunch of episodes, you're reoccurring all the time and all that. And which one do you love better?
Well, you know, I've been friends with Bobcat Goldthwait since we were both in One Crazy Summer back in 1985. And you know, he's just such a fun guy and such a sweet, sweet man. And working on that with him and with the crew we had was fantastic. And, you know, Tara Lynn Barr, the 16-year-old girl I was co-starring with, she was a joy. And, you know, it's fun to be the star of a Hollywood movie, but this was a Hollywood movie where I was literally changing in my van. And, you know, there was no trailer.
I don't care what you were doing behind the scenes. Yeah, I know what happened when it lit up.
We were coming up with stuff and bits and, you know, what are we waiting for? Well, let's shoot something then. Let's improvise something.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. But like there's a scene where we're playing Russian roulette. I'm like, it's golden hour. Let's shoot something. And he goes, well, I got this gun. Why don't you improvise with this? And we improvised this bit, and it was 6 shots, Russian roulette. So you knew the last shot was going to blow up the balloon next to your head. And we were just riffing in this gorgeous lighting, and like, yeah, there it is.
You've got to be kidding me. Was this part of the script, or y'all just making this up as you go? Well, come on, there's no way.
Yeah.
What?
So there was fun in that aspect, and then there were other, you know, I was very true to Bobcat's words. You know, there's a scene in The Office where the guy's telling me about the DJs, and he was listening to on the radio on the way to work, and I have complete contempt for them. And but I had this huge spiel. It was like 2 pages long with little interruptions of maybe, you know, 5 words by this guy. And I had to memorize that because I wanted to give it justice. You know, I wanted to give Bobcat his words. And the day we shot that, my wife was on the show. On the movie, Tom Kenny, who was a SpongeBob SquarePants, but an old friend, Bobcat's old friend, Jill Talley, his wife, an old Second City friend, Joe Liss, who was in the Second City. And they're all there laughing and they're having the best time. And meanwhile, I'm in the corner with this Asian guy who's running the lines with me, who can't believe my mind can't, grab these.
Yeah. You got a lot going on around you.
He's got them memorized already, but I'm trying to get this thing. But it was a weird thing. It was a real challenge. It was a lot of fun, and I think it came out great. It still holds up. I saw it recently, actually, and
special.
Unfortunately, it still holds up.
Yeah, well, I think that the weirder we get, more divided we get country-wise, and the movie will stand the test of times for every reason. Now, let me ask you this: Second City. So you spend time there training in Chicago, legendary place. That influence on your acting style. You're great in a dramatic role. You're great comedy. Obviously grew up at the kitchen table. We talked about this before when I had you on, but what it would have been like. The Nutty Professor couldn't have had anything at the kitchen table and the dining moments that they had in their movie compared to the Murray family. But for you, Second City, we talked about comedians being able to go dark and being able to go all the way down and play those roles that no one else can play, because the hardest thing in the world is to make somebody laugh. How did Second City prepare you?
Well, it was, first you're in the kind of the touring company, and you go around the country and you work on old sketches that you didn't write to see how to make things funny, things on paper that don't look funny. Like, well, how did they make these funny? But then when you get to be in your own company and you're writing your own show, you're making that stuff up night after night in the improv set, and then fine tuning it and whatnot. But just being in front of an audience 360 nights a year kind of thing, 310 nights a year in front of a full house back in the day, working with great people. I came through with Bonnie Hunt and Mike Myers and Chris Farley and Dave Pasquazi, my friend Timmy Meadows. I mean, just great people. And that night after night being on stage, there's nothing like that for acting chops.
Some of those guys go off and do Saturday Night Live. You didn't want to do that, or was that ever a thought, or you just what was your plan, sort of?
I've still got no plan, Steve.
I love that's what I love right there. Don't get a plan. Why would you have one?
I had a shot when I did One Crazy Summer. That was my first audition, and I got done with this movie, and they had me go and meet Meg Simon, like a big Broadway casting agent. She wanted to put me in some Broadway show with Matthew Broderick that was all guys. I'm like, no. And then I got an audition for SNL for Franken and Davis, and they were running things at that point. And I went in and I did, a couple of sketches because I had an improv group before I got the movie, and I did a couple of things that I did, and when we got done, they sat down with me, and I said, if I could be on your show in 2 weeks, I feel sorry for your show. I haven't even been in the Second City yet. I hadn't even gone that far, and but that was the weird year where they had Robert Downey Jr. and Joan Cusack and Randy Quaid, and they just plucked people from all over for that show. So I guess I'm kind of glad I wasn't part of that, but
that would have been that time and era. People think about Bill's era. That was, to me, because that was Rosanna Dana. I talk about her all the time. Rosanna Dana. That Gilda Radner, right? And then Jane Curtin and that group with obviously Dan, and that group was insane. That's hard to beat.
Well, and a lot of those people had worked together, either at the Second City or with the Lemming show that they did. So a lot of those people knew each other and had history. And back in the day, Del Close, who I studied with, and my brothers and all of them studied with, he used to go and make them improvise at SNL. And they would, like Monday, Tuesday, they would improvise in front of the writers. And the writers would write sketches based on the improvisations they saw and the characters they saw in the improvisations. It became later a much more of a writer's show where things were written and then the actors just took the script and went with it that way. But it used to be a different formula back in the heyday, the Danny Aykroyd days.
Is there a genre of acting that you haven't tackled yet that maybe you feel like that it'd be kind of nice to do?
Well, I'd love to do, some children's theater, play Mr. Bumble and Oliver or something like that.
Mr. Bumble and Oliver would be great.
I haven't really done a musical since high school. That would be something that would be awfully fun.
You'd be great in a musical. You would. I know you can. I know.
I've dug my own grave on the Who's Live Anyway show we do. I've filled in for a weekend now 13 years ago. I'm still doing it.
This is really, I remember you telling me that I remember this, and then it just stayed. I want to talk to you on the other side of the break. We got to go to a break real quick, but I want to talk to you about how you prepare yourself every night. I know when you get out there and you have feelings, like you get that feeling, and once you're locked and loaded, it gets going. But I know y'all have sort of a roadmap, but it goes off the track sometimes, and I know those are probably the most entertaining moments. But I just want to know how you get your brain prepared before you hit the stage. We're with the great Joel Murray. We'll be right back. Visit Mississippi.org. Plan a road trip. We are the birthplace of America's music. This man loves music. We got to get him into music. We'll be right back.
Say we're in cold water, but I do believe we're in cold water, and I shall believe.
Up to $20,000 available for first-time home buyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Home Buyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time home buyers with up to $20,000 towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
Listen and watch all your favorite SuperTalk Mississippi shows live and on demand. Listen to tons of music. Plus, get the latest breaking news from across the state with the SuperTalk Mississippi app. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Download the SuperTalk app on your iPhone or Android device now for free. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi in your app store on your mobile device to get everything Mississippi all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Get it now. From the In a Mississippi Minute with Steve Azar, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Joel Murray, visit Mississippi.org, visit Mississippi.org. Joel Murray, I don't know which one I love more. Anyway, they're both, well, hey, we're the birthplace of America's music, and Joel has a music heart and a music soul, I can tell you. Go to visit Mississippi.org. Joel, so music-wise, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was starting to say to you before the break that, so I dug my own grave on the Who's Line thing where when we would do an encore, we used to do this conducted story, which was just kind of a lame improv game. And sometimes we could take somebody out of the audience for that. And it was a, cute way to finish. But I said, the TV show, you end so often with a hoedown. Why aren't we doing a hoedown? And they're like, nobody likes doing the hoedown. And, so all of a sudden we tried it one night and, off the audience asking for a hoedown. And, it just, the place went nuts. And so now we got to do a freaking hoedown almost every night. I'm from the Del Close world of serious, dark acting, turning it into comedy. And so now all of a sudden I'm a make-a-song guy, which I never was. We didn't do that in our school of improv. But every night now. I gotta make up the song. It's only four lines long, but it's a pain in the ass, and you gotta tailor it to every town you're in.
And okay, you tailor it to every town you're in. Is there a roadmap that I used to make up a song every show to try to get funnel cakes delivered when we did the state fairs. I mean, and I would have like funnel cakes. They'd be lined up, powdered sugar everywhere. And so I had a sort of a roadmap, but I was in a different town, so I would change some things up. But I cheated because once I had one, I sort of just went there. I had sort of a formula. So for you, does it change every time, or you got a little bit of a roadmap?
It changes. I'm not good at it, and I don't have necessarily the brain to have the insert word here kind of thing like some of the guys have that ability. It's kind of new, and I tend to, you have your niche. There's 4 or 5 of us at every show, and certain people do certain niches, and I always I can pick up some sports, so if we're in Athens, Georgia, I can, do a hoedown about the disappointing loss a week or two ago, and get a mixed response, but at least it's something different than the other notes in the orchestra kind of thing. But
so you're going out there in your mind before preparation wise. I didn't want to leave that not answered because I'm curious for you. My situation's so different because we go out and play a lot of the same sets, and the crowds take on a persona to me, a personality. And so at some point in your life, you've seen that crowd somewhere. They just happen to be relocated and wearing different clothes, I always say, but so you sort of get your experience takes you to the moment. But with you, I mean, what's it like having to get out there? I mean, and now you've got to be in improv mode. And I know you grew up doing it, and I know what it was like probably at the dining room table with Bill and all your brothers and sisters and et cetera. But what the heck? How do you prepare, especially keeping your brain unfoggy? You've got to be ready and clear.
Yeah, I'm trying to take supplements. It doesn't always work. It's not always unfoggy, that's for sure. But and you don't know a lot of these places we're playing for the first time. You name a city in the country, we've played there. And, politically, how does, just look at it. How does, Williams, we'll go, no, that's obvious. That's a good one too. Lexington, Kentucky, that's too easy. But all right. Different places. Paducah, Kentucky.
Yeah.
How are they going politically? And, Greg Proops goes out and does the intro and, tells them what we're going to do kind of thing. So he kind of feels them out. And, a lot of times he digs himself a political hole early on to dig out of the entire show. But you can kind of listen to how they're reacting to what he's saying and all right, so that's one issue. And then, there's all these other things that you've got to take into account. And, the whole thing is about listening and seeing how other people are doing with certain lines and how that's working or not working. And I always kind of just try to find my little spot here because they know this guy from the show and they know this guy from the show. And I'm just going to kind of weasel into this area nobody's using. And Nice. I'm good at that.
I don't think there's anything that you can
me out, as I said.
Yeah, well, you had 13 years. I don't think there's anything you can compare what you guys do. We can get up on stage and jam and all that. That is nothing compared to what you guys are doing it. To me, it's the most rarest, probably best experience live you could ever go see. Also, you're giving people on politically speaking, on both sides of the fence, a chance to laugh about it all. Yeah. Which is what we need, right? Now, people need to laugh for a second and get unserious about it all and calm down and breathe. And you guys, to me, are a lot of that moment that's allowing people just to have a break and have some fun with it. And that's awesome. But I think what you do there is remarkable. I also think 13 years is a long time and you don't have a plan. So you guys, are y'all just, here's the schedule next year? I mean, or do y'all have 2 years in front of you? What's that look like?
No, we got usually about 6 months ahead of us. And you play it by ear, and you don't know who's going to be there. People get jobs. I went left and did a couple of these last year, and a TV show, and Styles had a TV show last year. So people come and go, and then on top of that, we changed the running order of who's playing which games with who, so you don't get complacent or cheating or things like that. So we mess with ourselves on purpose to keep it exciting and frightening. And if you aren't scared going in front of 1,500 people with nothing prepared, then you're not alive. So I'm frightened pretty much every night of the week still.
Yeah, well, let's talk about real quick about the mood. No, I know. That's good because you want to have a little doubt when you go out there because I think it keeps you on your toes and just kind of keeps you from, like, this is the first and the last show you'll ever play. That's sort of like in my mind, like, how grateful are we to be here? I mean, like, but then there's like a little bit of like, do people going to like me? And like, Bob Seger said that. I can't believe people are coming to see me. Really? Well, yes, they are, when we were out on the road. But that's how he feels. And because he's so humble. And our business, as you know, I mean, we if we haven't been humiliated and humbled and everything else in between, we've anytime that we try to have any sort of glory day moment, we get knocked back a couple notches, and that's a good thing. I know. I want to talk about
Bob Seger, man. I would kill. Is he done? Do you think?
No, well, he's not now. I think that he's gonna go one more time.
All right. Well, yeah, I got to see him.
We'll make sure because, when we did the tour that year, we played about 50 shows. Our tour kept growing as well, like you're talking about. And then the next time he had Joe Walsh and maybe the Jay Giles band, and they would call and say, Steve, if you have an available date when one of these guys can't do it, will you do it? Well, I was booked every time that they asked me, and I think they quit asking. But we still get Bob's Christmas card every year, and it's pretty a bunch of hoot, him and his wife, Nita. But my buddy Moose Brown plays for him, plays with him in the band, makes records. Moose co-wrote 5 O'Clock Somewhere, an amazing talent. Anyway, he's like his utility guy. I've been with him for now like 25, 30 years. And he and my buddy Sean Murphy, who's the original Silver Bullet Band member, her husband Pietro was my drummer forever. And so a little bit of family there.
But to northern Michigan every summer or September every year. And we love it up there. And I know Bob's a little bit further north from where we are. So I'm always kind of looking around thinking, that guy with the beard isn't him either.
Bob is. So anyway, he said he wasn't going to do it again, but he's going to do it. But the bottom line is when he goes back out and you guys are in the same neck of the woods, that's a done deal. He's probably a big fan of yours, Joel. He was a big fan of Gary Valentine's. I mean, really. And so, yeah. So he's going to be probably dying to meet you. He's one of those guys. Let's take a quick break. My pal Joel Murray, changing the world, on stage, off the stage. Beautiful man. By the way, Murray Brothers, they got the best golf apparel. I've got a stack in my closet. It's half my closet. It is William Murray Golf, and I want to talk about that and what's going on in the family business. Oh, you're wearing it right now. And it is the real deal. And by the way, our country club now has taken it on, and you guys also are very generous with the shirts for our Delta Soul every year. Now we have gone full-fledged the last 2 years, and we're going forever. Visit Mississippi.org. Check it out. We'll be right back.
I saw the light, sun came up in the middle of the night, been doing it wrong for so long. I sure ought to know what it finally feels like. I sure ought to know what it finally feels like. I sure ought to know what it finally feels like. You've been doing it. I'm doing it right. I'm still trying to find my way.
Up to $20,000 available for first-time home buyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Home Buyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time home buyers with up to $20,000 towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
Listen and watch all your favorite SuperTalk Mississippi shows live and on demand. Listen to tons of music. Plus, get the latest breaking news from across the state with the SuperTalk Mississippi app. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Download the SuperTalk app on your iPhone or Android device now for free. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi in your app store on your mobile device to get everything Mississippi all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app.
Nowadays,
Joel Murray's going to be on the hook to tell me about William Murray Golf. They've had 25 years. I think this is the 25th year for the Murray Brothers Celebrity Golf Charity event. There's a little bit of rumbling and rumors that you guys may wind that down and start with the William Murray Golf big event, maybe charity event. What's going on with that?
Well, you know as much as I do, apparently. This will be the 25th anniversary, and that's a good run for any golf tournament. Yeah. You know that. But there is talk about making it invitational and maybe changing the locations and not having to have it at the Caddyshack restaurant in St. Augustine. But we don't know. We'll see how this year goes.
You're as cryptic as Chris Seeley. I can't get any real answers. I mean, I was trying to bait you, but it didn't work. I bait him, it never works. It's like, well, he changes the subject, and I'm going like, well, you know what? What are you doing? I need to know. So let's talk about, first of all, the golf brand. How did that all come to be?
Well, speaking of Chris Seeley, there was a few of us that wanted to start a Murray Brothers golf line, and we got involved with the Chive at that point, and those guys said, well, we'd like to get involved, but we'd like to make it William Murray Golf. And like, oh, well, he's trouble. The rest of us, he's hard. Okay. But so we had a very successful first 6 years of it, and it was doing real well. And then we made some bad choices. We overbid on expansion. It was doubling in business, and we went way
some growing pains.
And I'm feeling really positive about it. Billy's been wearing the stuff on stage every night. God, he had a show the other night. I don't know if you saw this, but he had a show where they showed the Bears game, and he wouldn't go on until the Bears game was over. But he came out at the very end of the game, and they scored a couple touchdowns, and he led them all and bear down Chicago Bears, and the game ended. The band started. And,
come on, that's awesome.
People that were there said that was the most insane. I've never been anywhere where there was at a concert and they showed a football. It was integral to the night, and it was pretty magical. And
wow,
yeah,
wow. Well,
we're doing a show wearing the stuff, and I'm always wearing the stuff on stage too.
Well, I wear it on the golf. I'm going to play golf today. Believe it or not, I'm going to have it on. Gwen wears it. We all wear it
head to toe. Yeah, no, it's comfortable. It breathes, and
you don't sweat in it. It's nuts.
Right. Well, I mean, it's Mississippi. That's more important than Los Angeles, where it was 40, I think, when I teed off yesterday. But 70 when I was done. So
yeah. So movie-wise, last year I saw that you did break away. What was a lot of fun for you?
Well, I spent a month in Tampa doing a goofy movie called The Big Game with a first-time director, and I have not seen it, so I gotta get a hold of this. But,
Big Game.
That was about these fanatical Florida fans that have people over for the big Florida State game, and everything kind of goes south real early. But I won't give away anything on that. But that was a lot of fun, and then I got to do a run of 4 episodes of Chicago PD. The Dick Wolf show in Chicago, and I got to be there for 3 Chicago playoff victories, along with a couple other baseball games. But that was
nice. Fun. And what's that called?
Chicago PD. It's been on 13 years.
Oh yeah. I knew about that. That's right.
The Wednesday night Dick Wolf owns there.
Yeah, sure.
But I was a nemesis for Jason Begay, the lead guy.
And, I love it.
I had a 4-show arc, and we had kind of a fight at the end of it, and I walked away, but he said, "Oh yeah, you're not done. I haven't killed you yet." So
you got to get killed.
I guess I'll be back eventually. And then I've been teaching David O. Russell, the director, to play golf with some friends, and I gave him a set of clubs, and he's not that good a golfer, but he's been getting better and kind of thing. And he kept going, well, I got a part that I think you'd be good at. And further on, and all of a sudden he's like, yeah, no, I'm doing this Madden movie with Nicolas Cage as John Madden.
Nicolas Cage as John Madden.
Yeah, and I think you'd be a good Pat Summerall.
Come on.
I like
Pat Summerall.
Okay, yeah.
Are you doing it?
Yeah, I did it. There was previews during the NFL games. It comes out, and there I am in the preview. I got the last word in the preview.
I love it.
I had no lines in this movie, and I pretty much improvised everything I did with Nicolas Cage. And so I had to load up with facts of, okay, well, we're in Dallas. This would be County Stadium in Dallas. It'd be Danny White at that point. It'd be quarterback, Billy Joe Dupree, Tony Dorsett. And so I would be just, a 5-yard out to Tony Dorsett, just throwing little things to Nick Cage to go wild on,
Yeah.
And, it was the weirdest thing I've ever done. It was
wow.
Weird.
It's out or is it not out?
It's not out. No, next Thanksgiving. It's not. It's
next thing. And what's is it going to be called Madden?
It's Madden.
God.
It's about the making of the video game. It's not about his career and everything, but there are stages of his life and his career in it. And I think there's going to be a lot of Pat Summerall, but hopefully there'll be more than that's in the trailer. But it's kind of fun.
I love it. It's a cool role. Come on, me and you grew up to Pat Summerall. I mean, that's as good as it gets. Well, I love you, brother. We've run out of time, and I can't thank you enough for taking the time. And William Murray Goff, folks, WilliamMurrayGoff.com. Check out the apparel.
All the best, man. Best to Gwen and the kids.
Best to Liza and the kids. Visit Mississippi.org, folks. Plan a road trip with the birthplace of American music.
I'm Steve Azar. In a Mississippi Minute, all 60 of them, where you can take your sweet time.
A SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.